Hey guys, I'm Chris, your real estate problem solver. Do you have any idea what the process is for foreclosure in the state of Georgia? We're going to cover that entire process right here in front of a current foreclosure that's going on the auction in a couple weeks. So stay tuned. Hey guys, so if you've ever been involved or knew anybody that's ever been involved with a foreclosure, it can be a hair-raising experience. It can be frustrating. It can keep you up at night. It can be scary. And if you don't know how the process works, it's kind of like playing a basketball game and not knowing any of the rules, not even knowing how to play the game. So it's just like any other event that goes on. You got to educate yourself on the rules of engagement, and you got to learn what you can and can't do. And there are ways out of it, but you got to learn what those are too. So we stopped at this house and to basically talk to the owner and find out what exactly the situation was, why it was in foreclosure, how far behind in payments they are, and what we could do to help fix the situation. Well, when we got here, it turns out that they've already got trash taken out of the house and put a yard sign in front of the house trying to sell the property. But when we looked in the window, there's a lot of trim work that needs to be done. There's some fix-ups in the backyard. There's a car that needs to be towed away. Grass hasn't been mowed in weeks. So obviously they've been out of here and they haven't made the payments in a while. What happens in a Georgia foreclosure and how does the process work? All right, well, to start off with, when you get a Georgia foreclosure, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to get a late notice from the bank. Okay, well, the late notice is going to say that you missed last month's payment. They're going to double it up and now you got to pay for 2 months. Okay, that's fine. Or if you don't pay the second month, then the third month you're going to get another late notice saying that you owe for month 1, month 2, and now you owe for month 3. Well, on top of that, if you don't pay, by the rules, they have the right to send you a demand letter on top of your regular mortgage payment, demanding that the amount in arrears be paid in full. And if you get a notice of default, then that means they're also sending a notice to the local news circular and putting a notice in the newspaper as a public outcry, which they call a power of sale. So if you look in the legal section and under financials, under foreclosures, you're probably going to see your house. So once that happens in the state of Georgia, they have to run that newspaper announcement 4 consecutive weeks in a row. And they're going to time it to where that 4th one is the last circular before the first Tuesday of the next month. So if all this is happening in January, then that means the first Tuesday of February, the attorney or the trustee that's responsible for making, that's doing the foreclosure, the attorney that's responsible, who they call the trustee, is going to go to the courthouse steps. And they're going to take that newspaper clipping and they're literally going to stand on the courthouse steps between the hours of 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Somewhere in that time, they're going to walk up there, they're going to do the outcry, and they're going to take bids. They're going to do the outcry saying, this person with this balance owes this much money, and by the powers of the security deed, we are doing a public outcry to get our money back. You know, they owe this amount of money. Are there any bidders? Back a couple years ago when COVID was running rampant and everybody was in lockdown, there were also financial institutions that were putting in forbearances, that were offering incentives to forget about your payments for a little while. Don't worry about making payments. Just stay in the house. We'll settle up later. Well, fast forward to now, and not only the forbearances gone away, the modifications have gone away, and a lot of people that have filed for those forbearances or the loan modifications, they're finding out that some of the banks are not only not honoring all the terms of the agreement, but they're denying that there were any terms at all. We've run into one client that was under the opinion that any payments that she missed was going to be put on the back end. She would keep making payments, but instead of it maturing at date 1, it would mature on date 10. So she'd just be paying for a little bit longer and everything would be fine. But they sent her a demand letter saying that she owed the entire amount within 60 days of notice of her letter. And it was like $12,000. And she was extremely mad, and it was extremely frustrating, and it took all the savings that she had, but that's not what they agreed to, and she lost her entire savings just to keep her house from going into foreclosure. So now that all the free money has gone away, all the program incentives have gone away, there is starting to show an increase in foreclosures with people who are trying to get back into the normal life and finding out that all those freebies that they thought they had back during COVID are now gone, and they're no longer like they thought they were going to be. They don't have the support, and they don't have the terms that they thought they did. They're having to come up with large sums of cash all at once. So make sure that if you've got a situation where you were taking some of those loan modifications or the forbearance loan help programs from your mortgage lender, read over it carefully, and if they are not honoring the terms of that agreement, make sure to get a hold of a real estate attorney and go over it with them and explain to them, this is what this says and this is what they're not honoring, so you can make sure to put it to a stop real quick. Because if you don't stop them, they're going to keep on rolling the way they want to, and they could end up with your house. Okay, so now they've read off the notice of foreclosure, which they call the power of sale, and they are standing there doing the public outcry to anybody that might be standing there. Now with the internet and people watching reality TV, there's a lot more people at the foreclosure auctions than there used to be. So usually there's somebody standing by. So what happens is when they make the announcement, they say there is $100,000 lien on the property. Do I hear 100,001? And people will bid it up. Now if it goes to 150, 100, $200,000, it goes up to whatever it goes up to. The highest bid gets the house. They deed the house over to the new owner. The attorney takes the money, and what's owed to the bank gets sent to the bank. Now, of course, anything over that, there's some legal obligations and other stuff, but we're not going to get into that part. But basically, whoever wins the high bid gets the house in exchange for that money, and they now own the house. Some states would, it might be safe to do a quiet title, but we're not going to get into that either. That's a legal aspect, and that's the decision of whoever buys it. Now, if nobody makes a bid on the house, they say there's a $100,000 lien. There's a $100,000 bid from the bank. Well, they're the ones that holds the lien. The lien is $100,000. Does anybody bid higher than that? Nobody says anything. Then the bank automatically gets the house. Now the bank is the owner legally, and now they'll put it on the market and sell it for whatever they can get. Caveat is, if your security deed, if the owner's security deed says anything about a deficiency clause, they owe $100,000, the bank sells the house as the new owner, and they only get $90,000, they can still go after you, the homeowner, for the remaining $10,000. Unless either it was not in the security deed, it was not in the note, the mortgage, as a condition of the mortgage, or if during the process of the foreclosure you contacted the bank, you worked with them, and they agreed to take out the deficiency clause out of it, so whatever they get, they would accept as final payment. So in a nutshell, quick and simple, 30 days, 4-week notice in the newspaper. That's all it takes to do a foreclosure in the state of Georgia. So next question is, well, how do you get out of it? Simplest way to get out of it is, as soon as you know that you're in trouble, contact somebody that knows what to do about it, i.e. me. I know it's a little selfish, but I'm sorry, that's what I'm here for. I'm giving you information, but if you're going to listen to the information, at least listen to me when I tell you that I can also help you fix it. So, but it depends on the situation. Some people have medical bills that have piled up. Some people are in a divorce. This one, it looks like it might have been a rental property that it was an investment that just went bad and they haven't been able to make the mortgage payments. We've had situations where the owner died and the family members didn't even know that they were gone until it was almost too late. So different situations for different scenarios. But the biggest thing is to find somebody that knows exactly what's going on or exactly how to fix it, and get the information to them as soon as possible. Waiting until the last minute, because this kind of process is kind of slow. So waiting until the last minute to try to fix this, hoping that not doing anything, it'll just go away, that doesn't happen. So make sure that you get a hold of somebody that knows what they're doing. And the best thing is, simply put, get the back payments paid up front. Get them paid as soon as possible. Get that mortgage back in good standing. Ultimately, that's what they want. So if you can get the mortgage back in good standing, they'll leave it alone, continue making payments, and everything's fine. If you check your budget and it just turns out that your lifestyle doesn't support paying those payments anymore, then it's time to look at other options. So give me a call. My information is in the description below. We're here for you. If you need any more information about buying, selling, or investing in the Warner Robins real estate market, give us a call and we'll talk about it. We'll buy you a cup of coffee and see what we can do to help you. I'll talk to you on the next one.